Are you looking for a way to spice up 2019? What could you add to your calendar this year that would feel really good to you? Hi, it's Stacey Berger here with Mastering Your Mindset. I am passionate about you living a life that you love. So we're in a new year here with 2019 upon us, and I'm going to invite you to look at your calendar right now for 2019 and ask yourself, what's one or two or three things that you could add to your calendar that would be really exciting to you, that would just maybe dial up the excitement level of 2019 for you? And here's the important part: in the absence of knowing how that's necessarily going to happen. A lot of times we go into a new year and we just fall into patterns and we do the same things over and over again, and we repeat a very similar year. So if you were to ask yourself that question, what's something that I could add that would just maybe be a little bit more juicy, that's something I've always wanted to do, and start to add those things, pencil them in, schedule them, what would that be? My mentor challenged me to do this last year. I said, I do a lot of pre-planning. I start planning my next year, usually in June or July, I start doing my pre-planning. And I was looking at my 2018 calendar at the time saying, you know what, this is going to be a great year, but it feels a little bit ho-hum. And she asked me the same question, well, what could you add to that calendar that would really be more expansive? So I added 3 things to my calendar being asked that question. And one of them was to do a triathlon. It's been something I've wanted to do forever and never got around to it. And I thought, okay, this is the year, I'm doing it. And so I put a date on my calendar when I would want to do that by. In the absence of knowing how, not being trained to do that, not necessarily feeling like I had the time to train for that, but it's something that I would love. The second thing was to do a boudoir photo shoot, and you'll hear more about that in an upcoming video. Again, and it was a bucket list item, something that I've always put on hold. I'll do that later. And so I've scheduled that. And the third thing that would feel really good to me was to have a monthly date night with Jeff, with my husband, where we just really were more intentional about penciling some time for him and I. And 2018 went by, and I have to say I got 2 out of 3 of those things done. Jeff and I were pretty good with the date nights, but we did miss a few months. But it felt so good to commit to something that would be a little bit more challenging, outside that comfort zone. And it just added more life into my year. So those might not be what's for you, but what is for you? As you look upon 2019, what are some things that you would love to add into that calendar? Put them in and start to take some action towards making them happen. So if you know what those would be, comment below. Would love to hear from you. You might inspire somebody else with their list. And if this video served you, make sure that you like us, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to the channel, and here is to your success.